that band? They had that splash in the early 90s. I think it was, Postal Partum.
That's my band.
That was you? Really? Oh, they had that huge crowd pleaser, the whole act where they bit the kittens' tails off.
Let's just pretend.
Did you get the wine?
Oh, I forgot.
Stephen.
I wonder if I forgot accidentally on purpose. Maybe we should look at this.
No, I thought we had a deal. You weren't going to zing me about my occasional glass of refreshingly cool white wine, and I wasn't going to zing you about your 2 packs of cigarettes per day.
I think we need a rider on this. You shouldn't have to buy me my cigarettes, and I shouldn't have to buy you your wine.
It's getting too complicated.
You're right. I owe you a bottle of wine. I'll pick it up later. If you can wait that long.
Zing, zing, zing.
The strings of my heart. Where's Amelia?
She's babysitting down the street. Beth's upstairs. I think she's coming down with something.
Hey, it's a great day out. What are you doing inside?
I've got a fever.
You feel bad?
No, but I've got a fever.
What's your temperature?
99 point something.
Oh, come on, that's nothing. Listen, you're gonna feel better if you get up and around. It's a great day out.
Dad, I don't want to miss this part. It's my favorite part.
Can you pick Amelia up tonight after the dance? I'll do it if you can't.
What dance?
The dance at school, I told you.
No.
I didn't tell you?
No.
Oh, I thought I told you. Didn't she mention it?
No, she didn't mention it either. What dance are we talking about, Gail?
Our oldest daughter's first dance is the dance we're talking about. Anyway, her date's parents are going to take her there. We're supposed to pick them up after. That's the way it works between parents, taking the kids, bringing them home. No, I can't find the keys to the compact. Have you got them, Stephen?
No. What date?
What?
Her date's parents. What date?
The boy who's taking her to the dance. Her date. You know, I think you had the keys to the compact last, Stephen. Ah, I found them. I'll be back in a while.
Wait. Would you wait a minute here? Would you mind? Don't you think she's a little bit too young to start going out on dates?
No, as a matter of fact, I think it's about time. I was beginning to think she was running a little behind in the interest in boys department.
She's only 13 years old.
Are you serious? Stephen, she can't climb trees and go bowling with you forever, you know.
Look, for a 13-year-old, she's a terrific bowler, so don't knock it.
For a 13-year-old girl, I'm glad she's going to her first dance on her first date. Do you remember when I used to be a terrific bowler?
You can't take the compact. It's got a flat tire.
Oh, terrific. It's just what I needed.
Take the station wagon, Gail.
I don't want to take the station wagon. I hate driving the station wagon.
Well, I guess you'll just have to until the flats change.
Am I supposed to change it myself?
You changing a flat tire? That'll be the day.
Are the keys in the station wagon?
Yes.
Hiya, Princess.
Hi.
Want to plant some bulbs?
What are you planning?
Tulips and daffodils.
We have a lot of tulips already.
You can never have too many tulips. I hear you're stepping out in the big world.
What do you mean?
Heavy date tonight is what I hear from the grapevine.
It's nothing.
I don't know. Rumors are flying.
It's only a dance.
First time I heard about it.
I feel just a little bit left out, you know?
Guess I forgot to mention it. How's Beth feeling? I'm gonna go see how she is.
I just can't get over that I didn't know anything about you going to this dance with another boy, with a boy. I thought you and I always kept in touch.
I thought I told you. I guess I forgot. It's only a dance. Is it okay if I go?
I don't even know this kid, and suddenly you're going to a dance with him. What's he like?
It's okay. Mom said it's a good idea if I'm going to a dance.
I know.
I'm gonna go see how Beth is. I think they're here. Yep, they're here. He didn't bring any flowers for your dress. So what? He doesn't have to. He's supposed to. It's a dance. He's supposed to give you flowers for your dress. He didn't bring it.
That's just for formal dance, okay? 10 o'clock, okay? One of us will pick you up. It was very nice to meet you, Robert. Have a nice time.
meeting you.
Have a nice time.
Bye, Amelia. Stop. Excuse me.
Amelia, what's the matter?
Nothing. Just nothing.
night, Amelia. See you at school Monday.
Right.
Good night, Mr. Bennett. Thanks a lot.
Good night. So you really had a good time, huh?
It was okay.
Well, it's first of many, I don't doubt. I can't quite picture you dancing. Never seen you dance before.
I'm not too good, I guess.
So you like this kid especially? This Robert?
I like him okay.
Well, he likes you playing, I can tell you that.
He wants me to go to the movies next Friday.
See what I mean?
Is it okay if I go to the movie with Robert?
Of course, next Friday is the first Friday of the month, if I'm not mistaken.
I forgot.
Oh, how soon they forget. I mean, we got a tradition going here, right? You and me, babe? I mean, do we go bowling the first Friday of every month, or don't we, huh? Hey, wait a minute. Besides that, if you want my honest opinion, do you want my honest opinion? I think that you can do a lot better than this Robert character. That's if you want my honest opinion.
Why? What's the matter with him?
I don't want to go into specifics. He just doesn't seem to me to be all that terrific.
I think he likes me.
I don't doubt it. Why wouldn't he? You are a very pretty girl, Princess. A lot of boys are going to be liking you. Doesn't mean that you have to...
He's the first one so far. You don't have to say I'm pretty. I know I'm not pretty.
Hey. No one could like you better than I do, Princess.
Where's Amelia?
Upstairs, I guess.
Did she have a good time? I want a full report.
I think maybe you ought to leave her alone. We had a little, she's a little upset. Probably wants to be left alone.
Steve, not everyone's like you, you know. Not everyone wants to be left alone when they're upset. Hi. What's up?
Nothing.
You had an argument with Daddy? What about? Well, what was it about?
Wasn't anything.
Why won't you tell me?
Because you can't do anything about it anyway.
How do you know? Try me.
It doesn't matter.
Come on. Tell me what you were crying about.
He doesn't want me to go to the movies with Robert next week.
Why not?
Because it's bowling night. So he doesn't want me to go out with Robert.
That's what he said?
That's what he meant.
Well, if he didn't actually say that, maybe you just misunderstood.
You're gonna be on his side, right?
I'm not on anybody's side. I'm just trying to help out here. In the first place, you can always go to a movie Saturday night. It doesn't have to be Friday night.
He didn't ask me Saturday night. He asked me Friday night. You see? You're on his side already. That's what always happens. You're both all the time fighting, But whenever it comes to something about me, you're always on his side.
Well, maybe we should just drop the whole subject just for now.
Fine with me.
You want to tell me about the dance? Hope you had a good time.
You asleep? You can't be asleep that fast. Look, I just want to tell you. I didn't mean to make you so upset. Did you tell your mom where you were?
Yeah.
What'd you tell her?
About not going to the movie with Robert.
What did she say?
Nothing that made any difference.
Have a good sleep, Princess.
I'm sorry about this morning.
Oh, yeah. Forget it.
Have you got something in particular on your mind today or anything?
No. Huh. Why?
Well, you seemed like it all day. Very tense. I mean, especially.
Maybe it's the full moon.
It's no full moon, though.
Well, I give up.
I could think of a reason you could be feeling very tense.
Oh, yeah?
I count 4 weeks. What do you count?
Time really flies, huh?
Not when you're counting.
No.
Remember the last time?
Hey, a couple of good games on today, huh? Dallas, Green Bay, St. Louis, Pittsburgh.
I can't watch today.
What do you mean? Why?
Because I have something else to do.
Oh. What?
I have to go over to Janie's. She wants me to come over.
Why? You go after the games, then.
See, I can't. It's too important.
Well, if there's anything more important happening today than Dallas, Green Bay, I'd certainly like to know what it is.
Well, she wouldn't tell me what it was. Just said it was important, and she wanted me to come over after church.
Well, whatever it is, I think it's more important than any football game. That's 2 against 1. You lose. If we don't get a move on, we're going to be very late.
I could watch football if you want me to. Want me to?
It's 3rd and 15 on Green Bay's 30-yard line. Here's the snap. He's looking around. Scrambling out of the pocket. He's at the 30, 40, brought down at the 22-yard line. Green Bay has
Come on, go for it. Go for it.
No, they got to punt and play it safe.
Sounds like the Cowboys again.
It appears now that Green Bay is not going to
Hi, Mr. Hiller.
first down. They're setting up to kick.
I told you.
And the kick is almost blocked. Drives back to the Dallas 3-yard line. He swings way right.
There he goes.
Well, no more timeouts left. Only 10 seconds left of this half. Dallas is going to rush out their field goal team for a long attempt.
You ready for this?
Here we go. There's the snap. It's up. It looks like it's going to be short. No.
It's good. All right.
Scores on much-needed 3 points.
Is that a touchdown, Daddy?
No, that's a field goal.
Did you finish all your homework last night?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Almost.
Oh, Amelia, you promised.
If I was as close to failing in everything as you are, I should be doing all my homework. That's all I can say.
Beth. Amelia, I was wondering if you could do a few things for me after school today. I left a list.
How am I supposed to do all the ironing?
I didn't ask you to do all the ironing. I asked you to do yours and Beth's ironing.
Why can't Beth iron her own stuff?
I don't know how. Don't you remember the time I tried? It was ridiculous.
That was just playing around, Beth. That wasn't serious.
I don't want to be serious about ironing.
Amelia, was I asking you to do anything like that when you were Beth's age?
You weren't going to work when I was Beth's age. You didn't have to ask me.
Right. Well, now I do have to go to work, so now I do have to ask you.
What do you mean have to? I thought you went to work because you want to. That's what Daddy says.
I know what Daddy says. You better hurry or you're gonna miss your bus.
In other words, Beth just gets totally off without doing anything?
Let me tell you something. If business doesn't get a lot better very soon, I won't even have this part-time job. And both of you can forget all the little extras you've been getting from it. Meanwhile, I don't want to hear any more complaints about Beth. Don't worry, Beth's turn will come when she's old enough.
Maybe she's old enough right now. Not for just helping around the house either.
What does she mean, not just for helping around the house?
She doesn't mean anything. She's just upset. You better hurry, too. You're gonna miss your bus.
I'm here to see Mrs. Hall. Amelia Bennett.
Come on in, honey. Close the door. Well, we meet again. So how you doing?
Okay, fine.
Did you have a good time the other night at the dance?
It was fun.
You don't really have a whole lot of fun, do you, Amelia?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I'm worried about the way that you're feeling.
I feel fine.
You know, I can't think of a single kid in this whole school who feels less fine than you do.
I thought all you had to worry about was my schoolwork.
You used to be on the honor roll. Your grades have been going down. And I think that the reason you're doing so poorly is because you're feeling so poorly. Can you talk about it at all? Have you talked to anybody else about it? Your mother or a friend?
No. I mean, it isn't anything. There isn't anything to talk about.
You know, Amelia, you happen to be one of my favorite people around this place. And if there was something that you wanted to talk about, I mean, something you felt that you couldn't handle yourself, I'd certainly want to help you out.
That is, if you could do anything about it.
Well, if I couldn't, I'd find somebody for you who could. Oh, tell me, hon.
I can't tell anyone.
Maybe it isn't as bad as you think it is, you know?
No. It is.
What is?
My father's been messing around with me.
What do you mean? She's here.
You'll stay right here like you said, right?
Yes.
Hi. I came as soon as I could. What's happening?
Mrs. Bennett, Amelia told me something today. It's something she's been afraid to tell you for a long time, but I've convinced her it's something that you have to know. Of course, she's still terribly afraid that,
Okay. Well, suspense is killing me. What's up?
Mrs. Bennett, Amelia says that her father has been having sex with her.
Oh, I don't think I'm getting this. What are you talking about, Amelia? What do you mean, sex?
I mean what you think I mean.
I don't think you mean anything. I don't know what you mean. Tell me what you mean.
Daddy, he makes me have sex with him.
Have you gone crazy? This is what she told you?
Yes.
You don't believe me, right? I told you she wouldn't believe me.
Would you please leave now?
Mrs. Bennett, please. I want so much to be helpful.
I don't
Miss-
need your help, Mrs. Hall. My daughter goes stark, stirring crazy and tells an incredible, disgusting lie like this to a total stranger. You think I need help with that? I don't need any help, thanks very much.
I don't think it is a lie.
You don't think it's a lie? Am I supposed to care what you think? I don't care what you think.
It's not a lie, Mom.
I know you're a hard kid to understand. And God knows you're not the happiest one in town, but this, why? Why would you say such an insane thing?
Mrs. Bennett, please.
I asked you to leave. I'll call the police if you don't get out this minute.
I only told because I don't want to do it anymore.
Stop it! Stop it!
I'm not crazy and I'm not a liar.
Go up to your room and stay there till I come up.
Hi. What's the matter?
Beth, I want you to do a favor for me, okay, hon? I want you to go upstairs and stay there till I come up, okay?
What's the matter?
I'll explain later. Just go, okay? And stay away from Amelia.
Why?
I'll explain later. Just go.
Mrs. Bennett, there's something you have to understand.
I want you to go now.
I will. But I have to explain something. In your place, I might do exactly what you're doing. I probably would. I suppose anybody would. But whether you believe Amelia or not, it has got to be reported. You see, it is the law.
Get out. Get out of my house. Get out! Get out!
All I can say is it must be pretty serious if you're breaking the rules about no sleepovers on school nights. What's the big deal, anyway?
I'll explain it all tomorrow.
Before you said you're going to explain it today. Now you're supposed to explain it tomorrow. I won't be surprised if you never explain it.
I can't right now. Right now just isn't the time for it.
Well, it's something about Amelia, right? That's pretty obvious.
Have you got your minibus card?
You're not driving me over?
No.
Are you sure this is okay with Cindy's mother? She's not allowed sleepovers during the week either.
She's doing us a special favor.
It's very annoying not knowing what's going on, Mom. It's something about Amelia, right?
Beth, come on.
You can't have the right to do this.
We do. Mrs. Bennett, we really do. It's the policy of the juvenile authorities.
What policy?
To remove the child from the home just as soon as it's feasibly possible.
What?
To deny the perpetrator further access to the child just as soon as it's feasibly possible.
Get back upstairs, go back to your room, and stay there.
What's happening?
Do you hear me, Amelia? This instant, go to your room and shut the door.
Don't you dare call my husband a perpetrator.
The alleged perpetrator.
That woman had no right to call the police. This is our private business.
Mrs. Bennett, an incident of suspected child abuse is subject to criminal charges. Criminal charges aren't somebody's private business. Now, ma'am, we understand how you feel. Believe me, we do. But we have to go by the book.
It's not true. Don't you understand that? She's lying. It's impossible for this to be true.
If she's making it up, we'll find that out when we investigate. That's all we have here, a charge that has to be investigated. In the meantime, the kid, the child...
This is insane. Even if it was true, and it's not, it's not, it's not! But even if it was true in some other case, why take the child away? The child wouldn't be the criminal.
We're just protecting the child.
I can protect my own child.
Ma'am,
No, you can't.
ma'am, I think you're making a terrible situation even worse. Now, right now, you're fooling around with a charge of obstructing justice. Is that what you want? Suppose she did just make the whole thing up. Suppose she's not telling the truth, like you say. Why don't we just have a little talk with her right here? Okay?
Okay.
We're gonna have to take her with us, Mrs. Bennett. I'm sorry.
Don't be scared, Amelia. Everything's gonna be okay.
I've got to wait for Daddy. I'll be there as soon as I can.
I didn't know this would happen, Mom.
I'll be there as soon as I can to bring you home.
What story?
They're sending somebody out from juvenile. How old is she?
13.
Why don't you ask her if she wants some ice cream or something?
Hi. What's the matter? What's the matter? Somebody die or something? Has there been an accident or what?
Wait. Amelia says you've been having sex with her.
She said what?
How could she say a thing like that? Why would she? Why would she?
I don't know. Where is she? Is she upstairs?
She's gone. They had to take her away.
Who had to take her away? What are you talking about? Will you please tell me what you're talking about?
Hi. How you doing? I brought you some ice cream anyway, just in case you change your mind.
How could you be so dumb to let them take her out of this house? Are you a total idiot?
I told you they threatened me if I didn't. They threatened me.
Yeah, well, at least you could have gone with them, Gail.
I wanted to be here to warn you, tell you. We should get a lawyer.
For what? Yeah, maybe if it was true, I need one. That's right.
I'm coming with you.
No, you're not. I'm taking care of this now.
Hi. I'm Ruth Walters. Sorry you've been cooped up here. I got here as soon as I could.
Are you a policeman or a woman?
I look like a cop. I'm a social worker. I love your name. It's a beauty.
Could you tell me what's gonna happen?
Well, I'm gonna get you out of this joint for starters.
I'm not arrested?
Of course not. You haven't committed any crime.
It is a crime. Policeman told my mother that.
Are you telling the truth about what happened with your father?
Yes.
Amelia, you haven't committed any crime. Try to remember that.
happens now?
We're going into the city to a place called Hollowell Center.
I'm not going home? My mother said she'd come get me.
You won't be going home right away, honey. You'll be staying at the center for a couple of days.
What is it, a jail?
No. It's just a place for kids with troubles. You qualify.
Looks like you guys just automatically believed her. No questions asked, huh?
You know, if you were some guy that lived down the street from your daughter, you'd be in the slam already. But because you're her father, for the time being, we're just going to book you on suspected child abuse. You'll be released on your own recognizance.
And then can I see her at this Hallowell Center? She's there, right?
I said she was there. I didn't say you could see her. You won't be permitted access to your daughter. That's the procedure.
Will I be able to talk to her?
You know, I don't think you're quite getting the point here. No access means no access.
You mean I am not allowed to speak with my own child? I am her father.
Now you're getting the point.
Hello, where's the office, please? Ruth Walters?
So, just as a cautionary measure, it's always presumed the child is telling the truth. There has to be a detention hearing within 72 hours of the child's arrival here. The judge will then...
How soon will you be finished with her here? It's getting late. I'd like to get her home.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Bennett, you can't do that. She has to remain here at least until the hearing.
For 3 days?
It might not take that long, but I'm afraid that's the way it has to be.
After that, she gets to come home.
That depends. If the father remains in the home, it's certain the judge won't send her back there.
Are you saying my husband's going to have to move out?
Of course, he would have to leave the home voluntarily. We have no authority over that at this point. Otherwise, the judge would probably order that Amelia be kept here while the case is being investigated.
Well, you know, it wasn't fair. It wasn't good or anything.
How are you doing? How do you like our designer nightgowns? Your mom is here. Would you rather see her in the morning? I explained everything to her, the things I told you in the car.
Does she believe me yet?
Give us some time.
Do all the other kids know why I'm here?
None of the other kids will know anything you don't tell them.
So embarrassed.
I know. But remember what I told you. It wasn't your fault, and you've nothing to feel guilty about. Try to start thinking that, and remembering it, and believing it.
So, it's my word against hers. And any idiot would know by now they're gonna believe, right?
You'll have to decide very soon whether you're going to stay here or move out.
And if I move out, you know what they're gonna make out of that, don't you? It looks like I'm admitting I'm guilty.
It's nothing to do with that. It's for Amelia's sake.
Look, I'll tell you what this has to do with. This has to do with me being locked up.
There's something else about that. About your having to move out temporarily. If you don't, the judge could have Beth taken out of the house, too.
What are you talking about?
Well, according to the social worker, that's because it's not altogether unusual for a man to be involved with more than one of his daughters.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of this. This is not gonna be a problem. I will. I'm gonna take care of this.
Does Beth know where I am?
No, she spent the night with Cindy. I'll talk to her when she gets home from school.
Will you ask her to feed my fish?
I fed them.
Thanks.
You won't be here long, you know.
How's Daddy? How much do I have to tell you?
I'll just ask you some questions and you answer as best you can. I know how hard it is, but it's very, very important. So we'll just give it a try and see how it goes, okay?
Guess you never met somebody like me before.
Like you, how?
Who did what I did?
Amelia, what happened wasn't something you did. It was something that was done to you. And in just this past year alone, we've met 40 girls who've had the same thing happen to them. Some a little older than you, and some even younger.
Is that really true?
And those are just the ones we know about. We're certain there are many more whom we never find out about.
I thought I was the only one.
So anyway, we really won't know where we stand until the psychologist submits his evaluations and recommendations to the judge.
And if I refuse to see this head shrinker?
Stephen, my advice is to not refuse. There's a chance at this point, in this state, that we can keep this thing right where it is in the juvenile court system, and we can avoid criminal prosecution. Believe me, it's the best way to go with it, for everyone. So my advice is to go along with whatever they want at this point.
Can you believe this? Can you believe this is happening to me?
I gotta go. Listen, we'll be in touch, okay?
When's the first time you can remember that he touched you there?
I was on a camping trip. We went on a camping trip.
Who?
Just me and him.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 11 then.
Did you say anything to him when he touched you?
I told him I didn't think he should be doing that.
Did you feel afraid?
What?
Of him?
Not exactly. I was very nervous, but I wasn't afraid. Not of him. I mean, he wasn't hurting me or anything. He would never hurt me.
And that's when he began having intercourse with you. Where did that happen for the first time?
That was in my room.
Was anyone else in the house at the time, do you remember?
No. That was when Beth was in the hospital. She was pretty sick, so my mother was there a lot.
Did he ever threaten to harm you physically if you didn't do what he wanted?
No. It wasn't ever like that. I told him I didn't think we should be doing that. But he never said he would hurt me if we did it. He just said that if anyone found out, it'd be really bad. It'd be a lot of trouble. People wouldn't understand. It'd be all my fault. He said Mom would be really mad at us. I should never tell.
The Walters woman told me it is extremely rare for a child to make this up. This particular thing.
So I heard. I guess we have an extremely rare kid.
You could see how it would be a very unusual thing. For any child to say something so horrible. Just out of the blue.
How often did it happen?
About every week, I guess.
About once every week, you mean?
About. Sometimes less. I don't really remember.
Had he been drinking usually or ever on the occasions when he approached you, do you know?
I doubt it. Maybe a little sometimes. Doesn't drink very much. Hardly at all. Whenever they have parties, he's usually about the only one who's not totally smashed by the time they're over.
How do you feel about your father now?
I don't know. Have you met him yet?
Not yet.
I know you won't like him because of what he did. But I mean, if you met him and you didn't know what happened, you wouldn't think he was some terrible person. Taught me all about football. Not too many girls know anything about that. He was always saying how, like, he loved me, that I loved him. And that was the best way for people to show that they loved each other. I don't know if I love him anymore. But I feel bad about that. Because he's my father. You're supposed to. You're supposed to love your father.
That's horrible. That's a horrible thing for anyone to say. That's horrible. It's a terrible, terrible thing for anybody to say. It's terrible. I hate her.
No.
I hate her.
No, don't say that. You mustn't hate her. You mustn't. You mustn't hate her.
Well, I think we can have a ruling on this matter now. You feel confident at this point in time that the child will be under adequate supervision if she's returned to the home?
I do, Your Honor.
And is your client aware that should I decide to return his daughter to her home, that he would be forbidden any contact with her or with the other minor, and must make no attempt at contact whatsoever?
Yes, she's fully aware of that, Your Honor.
Is the mother aware of her responsibility in this regard?
Yes, she is.
I'm back. Who cares?
She's not. Why? Why, Amelia? Why did you let it happen? Why didn't you refuse? He never forced you, did he? He never threatened you, did he? Why did you let him?
Why did you have to tell then? Why didn't you just stop doing it? Why did you have to tell?
You're not supposed to be here. You can't come in.
I got a message. You called me.
I didn't say I wanted to see you. You're not supposed to be here.
Come outside. How are you? Kids asleep? How are you?
I called you to tell you something.
Okay.
I didn't want to tell you face to face. Actually, we haven't been face to face in a very long time, have we?
So to speak.
Incidentally, I'm on tranquilizers if you wondered why I'm not running up and down the street screaming.
What do you want to say to me, Gail?
I know Amelia's telling the truth, Stephen. I believe her now.
Why's that?
I tried not to believe her because I had to try. And I've made her suffer all the more because I tried. I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive myself for that. I wouldn't. You have to tell the truth, Stephen.
It's not a fact. Just because you decided to believe her.
You know what will happen if you don't. This will become a whole public court case. And Amelia will have to testify. And you'll end up in jail and everyone will know. Is that what you want?
What's the matter what I want? Nobody's asking me what I want. Everybody's just telling me what I better do or else. I can't
Don't touch me! You're disgusting! I hate you. I hate you for what you did. I hate you for it.
He's not the kind of man who does this.
Mrs. Bennett, the drunken brute with the seductive adolescent daughter is the popular misconception. The man who commits incest can be a perfectly well thought of, law-abiding guy. Church every Sunday. It could be anyone. It happens in hundreds of thousands of families in this country.
But how could it be Stephen?
Because, like the other men who did what he did, he probably had an enormous need that he was unable to fulfill in any other way.
Lots of people's sex lives go bad. They don't start doing it with their children.
You're going to find this almost impossible to believe, very difficult to understand. But incest has relatively little to do with sex. What these men yearn for, most of them, is comfort, warmth, security, intimacy, love.
That's what a wife is supposed to be for, isn't it? Is that what you're getting at? Are you saying that it was my fault?
Blame is not what we're about here, Mrs. Bennett. These things happen in very troubled families, in marriages that have broken down. Let's face it, very few of us have not had an incestuous thought at one time or another. Faint and fleeting, maybe, but the men who act on them have a very deep need to feel powerful, and they can't control their impulses. We don't know yet why they crossed the line.
It's my turn to set the table. I know. Thanks. You're welcome.
I always thought the real reason why she wanted to get a job. It's only a part-time job, you understand? But even so, I always thought the real reason was she wanted to get away, you know, from the kids and the house. Not that there's anything wrong with that, at least for some people. I personally don't think it's the right way for a woman to feel. But why didn't she just say it the way it is, instead of telling everybody that she had to go out and get a job because we needed the extra income, which does not exactly make me look like a world-class husband and provider. I can just see my father letting my mother go out to work. And that would have been the day.
Are you sure it isn't going to be too crowded in here?
No, it's okay. She can sleep in here if she wants to.
It's not too crowded. Look, there's plenty of room.
Good night.
Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Leave the door open, okay? And leave the light on in the hall, okay?
Guess I just should have run away again. I ran away once. Then I got scared for better days, so I came back. I just should have run away again. Never come back.
No, Amelia. You did the right thing, and it was a very brave thing to do. One of the bravest things anybody could do. Now, maybe, things can be made better.
I found, Beth taking all the pictures of him out of her. I mean, how did I let this happen? Was I blind? Sometimes I'm jealous. I mean, let's face it, he obviously wanted her more than he wanted me. It's crazy, isn't it, to be jealous? Well, I think it's crazy. Such a roller coaster. And most of the time, my heart breaks for her, but then every once in a while, I just get so angry. I mean, why did she do it? Why did she let it happen?
She felt he wouldn't love her anymore if she didn't do what he wanted. She's a child. She trusted him, and he manipulated her. She didn't want Daddy to be mad at her.
How many times have I been here now? What is it, 5 times?
This is your 4th time.
I'm losing track of time a little bit. I know you've been talking to my daughters. The younger one won't talk to me on the telephone. Did you know that?
This is very difficult for her to deal with right now.
My wife says that Amelia's in very bad shape. I don't want her to hurt. I don't feel like I can tell her I love her without it sounding wrong right now. But I do, and I don't want her to hurt.
Do you love her enough to want to help her?
Certainly I do.
Enough to begin to help her now?
Yes?
Enough to stop calling her a liar?
Yes. Thanks for coming.
Why'd you want to do this?
I don't know. I figured since Farley wanted to see us both together tonight. Thanks for coming.
I got your check. I don't understand why you did it, Steve. How could you do that? I don't understand.
Well, that's what we're trying to find out, isn't it? Because I don't know either.
Well, I don't know if I can live with I don't know. I don't know if I could live with it if I do know. We had as good a marriage as anybody once. We really did.
I've been thinking how long it is since we've said we love each other. And I've been thinking that if we could both right now say we don't love each other anymore, it'd be so much easier. I mean, there's no place to go from I don't love you anymore, right? Well, I don't know about you.
No, you don't.
I don't know about you, but I couldn't say that because it wouldn't be true. I don't know if you still feel anything for me anymore, and I'm not asking you.
How do you think I could feel anything for you now?
I don't know. All I was saying was...
I'd be ashamed to feel anything for you now.
You'd be ashamed to admit it, maybe. You said it yourself. We had as good a marriage as anyone once. Now, all I'm saying is I don't see you with a divorce lawyer drawing up papers.
I'm very confused, Stephen.
Well, you have a right to be.
I know I have a right to be.
That's what I just said. Why are you getting so excited?
Because I don't know why I'm not getting a divorce. I must be crazy.
There's plenty of time to get a divorce if that's what you want to do.
I remember when Jack and Elaine had been divorced for, 6 months. And Elaine said, it was a bad marriage, but anything's better than this.
I guess it'd be tough on any woman with 3 kids to suddenly be out on her own after all those years of marriage. I mean, you can see how miserable she is. I imagine how you'd feel.
Who said anything about me? I was talking about Elaine. I mean, who said I'd be afraid to be alone? Who am I kidding?
See you there tonight, huh? Hey, Farley says that, not everybody in this situation gets divorced. He said sometimes there's forgiveness.
This is never an easy decision to make. Most often, I wish I had more time. But there is a sense of urgency about this. I've been giving it a lot of thought. And there's some chance that the two of you might be able to work things out. But in order to do that, we'd have to try to keep you out of jail.
How?
I could recommend to the criminal court that your case be diverted to the sexual abuse treatment program we have now.
What's the program?
I'd continue to see you individually. Beyond that, it's therapy with other parents in your same situation, and also a group of the children, like Amelia. Now, Amelia would remain a ward of the court in your custody, and eventually we might arrange supervised visitation from you until the case comes up for review in the juvenile court in about 6 months.
What then?
We'll see where we are. Now, about Amelia. She's filled with guilt and a sense of betrayal and absence of trust. Her self-esteem is virtually nil. She needs to be helped to make the transition from the victim that she is to the survivor that she might be.
What do I do?
Face her. Take responsibility for what's happened. Not just a part of it, all of it. I hope you can do it. Come in. Have a seat.
Hiya, Princess.
Hi.
She knows. You know what this is all about, don't you? Us getting together. How's Beth?
She's okay.
I know Dr. Farley explained to you how we're all gonna try to work this out some way. And maybe someday we could all be together again.
Not like before.
Oh, no, no, of course not. No, it'd have to be better, a lot better.
Do you and Mom still love each other?
There's a question. Well, maybe we love each other just enough to go on. For now. Down very deep, you know? It's hard to get to, I guess, but maybe we could get to it. Dr. Farley told me how you've been feeling. There's a lot I don't understand. But I know that it's very important for you to start feeling better about yourself.
You don't have to worry about me. I'll be perfectly fine.
I want to say something to you, Princess.
I wish you please wouldn't call me that anymore.
All right? I won't call you that anymore, I promise. Amelia, it was me. It was me. It was all my fault. You were not responsible for what happened in any way, not in any way at all. You just gotta try not to blame yourself at all about it. It's my fault that you're feeling so rotten, that you're so unhappy now. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I want you to be happy. I always wanted you to be happy. What I want most in the whole world is for you to be happy again. The way you used to be. Before... Amelia, it was me. It was all my fault.
street.
That's great. What do they got?
Well, not really babysitting. Kind of mother's helper. They've got 2 boys. One's 3 and the baby's, well, almost a year.
How much are you getting?
$1 an hour, 2 afternoons a week.
That's not too bad.
No.
Can you do this?
Yeah. I was trying to sing the baby a song today, but I couldn't remember the words. I have to learn some baby songs. What's that one? Hush, little baby, don't you cry?
No, it's hush, little baby, don't say a word.
Oh.
Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird.
If that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat.
And if that billy goat don't pull, Mama's gonna buy you a cart and bull.
If that cart and bull turn over, Daddy's gonna buy you a dog named Rover.
And if that dog named Rover don't bark, Daddy's gonna buy you a horse and cart.
If that horse and cart fall down, you'll be the sweetest little baby in town.